G'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, here, let me show you what I'm doing here. I've got beautiful brass. Got some beautiful 45 ACP. What I'm doing is I'm sorting out this brass. Anything caliber that I don't shoot is going to go into this bucket. And into this bucket, as you can see, that is dirty on the bottom. And you can see all the carcasses that were in there. Hang on. See all the shell casing carcasses that were in there at one point? This was about 96 pounds, I think, filled up to here with brass. And that's from just over the years of shooting. That was about $200 worth of brass. Now, I've got a whole bunch of 357 Magnum and 38 Special, but here's the problem. It's been so long since I've looked at this stuff. I'll see if I can get a... There you go. Now you see the problem. So like this casing, I will never reload. I know some people would say, oh, it just needs to be cleaned up. But it's at that point, if it's really light, it's not a problem. But when it's really heavy, what happens is it can take the integrity of the casing. So if we look at this casing is beautiful. Look at that. Look at how pretty that one is. Is that 38 Special? My eyes are so bad now. Don't get old. That is 38 Special, I believe. 38 Special. And that one I will reload. Because all these were fired out of my revolver anyway. So 45 ACP, going to 45 ACP bag. I don't know if I'm going to keep those. I used to just collect range brass in the event that if I did actually get that caliber at some point. But like handguns are kind of... I can't really do much with handguns right now in Canada. Like you can still buy them and stuff like that, but it's with the Trudeau government, it's really hard to know if they're going to be banned next Wednesday type of thing. So you can see this one. This is probably a 38 Special here, and you can see. I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying to get under the light here. All my chip bags in there. I got to dump that out. You can see where like that heavy green kind of dot is. Well, that there is telling you it's starting to eat through, so that could, it's not worth the gamble to save a few cents. So I'm going to go through all this brass, clean it all up. I got to do the same with my rifle brass. The only difference is with my rifle brass, when I bought it, I ordered 400 rounds. Let me tell you what happened. They doubled my order without charging me for it, because they had two bags together, and I ended up with 800 rounds. So you can imagine, I still got this. This one hasn't been opened yet. I think I got... So that brass is not even the one's fired yet, but this stuff is only one... It's taken me years to do the ones fired. So I've probably fired off 650, 700 rounds. I got that bag open right now. I know it's a mess in here, but... It's that time of year. But this year has probably got about 100 rounds or maybe 75 rounds in there once fired. And there's a oxygen absorber. It's sealed. So that ammo is going to be good until I can get to it. Some of this is 30-06 that wasn't safe to use. I found out the hard way after jamming my dad's rifle, so I decided not to use that brass anymore. Basically, if it didn't fire out of your rifle, you're best not to use it. So my philosophy has changed when it comes to range brass. I will still collect range brass. Why? Because this stuff is about, well, last year when I cashed it in, it was $2.10 a pound for number one brass. Now, if you're going to recycle metals and stuff, the primer issue. Some places will take it as number one brass with the primer. Some will not. So you want to know that. So, because that'll drastically reduce your what it's worth. I usually crush my cases when I throw them away, because I'm worried about something. Oh, look at all this brass, and then they go to reload it, and I just don't want the liability type thing. Even though it did never get traced back to me. It's just the idea that someone would try it, and I just don't want them to try that. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I've got 38 Special and 357 Magnum. I'll see how many rounds I end up with at the end of it to reload, but I got lots to reload. So I'm going to start cracking down on my reloading probably this week, next week, or well, today's Sunday, but probably next week. I'll be talking to Roy, see, be another probably 2-3 weeks before the gun range opens, or maybe even a month. I mean, I'll be able to get in there with my truck as long as I get past the gate. I don't care if I have to walk in the rest of the way, but you know, squeeze off 10 rounds a week. I haven't shot in 2 years. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad. Look at my poor trigger finger. Wait. Other hand. Yeah. So anyway, you get the idea. So because it's like this outside, it's actually, the temperature's not bad. I would shoot in this temperature, but with that wind, no good for accuracy testing. So what I got left to do is 168 grainers for the 308. I've already done the load testing for the 357 Magnum and stuff like that, H110 powder. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if it's even worth it to reload for that, unless you're doing like accuracy competition stuff, like target pistol stuff. Now, give you an idea though, how much time I got here? I want to wrap this up quick because these videos take forever to upload. When I shot my 357 Magnums, okay, stock ammo at 15 yards, and I measured it out with my, you know, my rangefinder. I don't even that close. Off the sandbag, or even offhand shooting, I can easily shoot a 4.5-inch group at that distance with 357 Magnum or 38 Special. That kind of seemed to be between the 4.5 and 5.5-inch group was the average of my Lima Comanche. When I did the reloads, whether it was off the sandbag or offhand shooting, I was getting 1.5 inches at 15 yards. So the reloadings did make a difference, but you know, like, again, we're talking 6-inch barreled revolver, so they're usually pretty accurate anyway. But like for just a handgun in general, like that's crazy accurate. That's crazy accurate. Although there's some that, you know, I've seen guys with 44 Magnums that cut bullet holes, and I can shoot a handgun very well. I can shoot very, very well, even though I haven't shot in a couple of years. I got really good at it really quick. You know, I got about 500 rounds or 600 rounds out of my 357 Magnum to begin with, so that did well. So anyway, I'm going to get cracking on those casings. I'm going to get set up for my reloading bench. It's time to do the spring cleaning, get all that stuff ready to go. Once I do, like I say, for my 308 shooting regime, I have to pick basically the last grain of bullets that I got to pick is 168 grainers. It's the only bullets I have not shot through my 308 yet. And then I will pick my magic bullet. I will reload that till the end of time on that rifle until I either A, get another rifle. I do want a competition rifle at some point, but we'll see. You know, again, firearms laws in Canada are getting worse by the year, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to get some 168 grainers probably within the next couple of weeks, and I will then start doing load testing with that. And then once I'm done load testing with that, it's just keep loading until I shoot up all the ammo I have got, and that's going to be pretty cool. So hopefully it'll be a really good shooting season this year. Hopefully. All right, anyway, there you go. So all links down below if you'd like to support the channel. Next to that, rate, subscribe, share, comment, like, be true to yourself, be true to others. Always do the right thing. Have yourselves a great day. Let's look at this beautiful grass again. Lovely.